right, everybody, it's PGA Championship week. Welcome back to another episode of the Pin High Philly podcast, where we sit down with leaders, definitely creators, athletes, and personalities shaping culture, sports, business, and media through authentic conversation and real stories. At least we try it, at least. I'm Francesca. Today's episode is extra special for me because our guest is someone who brings incredible energy to Philadelphia sports media every single day. Fox 29 sports anchor and host Breland Moore. I recently had the chance to appear with Breland on Breland. We're going to find out in just a moment, but I think it's Breland on the Fantastic Sports Show for a golf segment ahead of the PGA Championship at Aronimink, which she also got to experience yesterday. And we're going to learn more in just a second. And from the second we started shooting, it was obvious why audiences connect with her. She's authentic, quick-witted, knowledgeable, and genuinely fun to be around. I really got to enjoy her work, and I can't wait for you guys to meet her. So with the PGA Championship bringing so much excitement and attention to the golf world right now, we're also diving into her experience being around that atmosphere, covering major sporting moments and what it's like balancing live television, personality, and I guess pressure in one of the biggest sports cities in America. So without further ado, Breland, welcome to the
Hey,
Pin High Philly podcast, girlfriend.
thank you so very much for having me. I'm so excited. You were on the Fantastic Sports Show, and it was just so much fun. And so I'm so happy to now do a little switcheroo, and now I'm on your show, which is really, really awesome. So thanks for inviting me.
I think it worked out, and I think that makes
Yeah,
I think it just makes so much sense. And there's so many interest syncrosity and I guess like interconnections is the word I was looking for between you know Anthony Sanfilippo. We we
yeah.
we work together. It's crazy.
He's the best. He's constantly on our show as one of our Flyers contributors, especially because he has a really amazing podcast as well called Snow the Goalie. And we constantly are hitting him up to just try to get his Flyers expertise here. And when they
Yeah.
made the postseason, obviously he really came in handy. So we love him on the Fantastic Sports Show. He's welcome anytime. And now you're part of the Fantastic Sports Show family as well. So come on back whenever, open invite always. We like to have a lot of fun on that show. But yeah,
Uh,
definitely a friend.
You guys, so I think that show concept is incredible. It's a podcast, but it's
Yeah.
a live TV segment.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's been awesome. It was the brainchild of our news director Jim Driscoll, so shout out to Jim for that. And he
Yeah.
basically wanted to take a sports radio talk format but expand it, and instead of having viewers call in like a radio show, he wanted them to send selfie style videos into us instead, and it's worked out really, really well. We originally started at
Mhm.
11:30 at night, so it was a late night show for post game entertainment. And the market seemed to actually, that was the number one thing. How come you guys aren't
Yeah.
on earlier? Why are you on so late all the time?
I
And
know.
so we switched to 6:30, and it's been really well received. And of course it's a little easier for Jason Martinez, my co-host, and I as
Yeah.
well, so we don't have to be here till midnight. But it's been a lot of fun. And yeah, I think it also makes a lot of difference in terms of bringing in guests like you to be able to come in. So yeah, super, super fun. It's been on for now a couple years now. This is going to be our third football season. And yeah, I'm super excited to see where that goes this year.
And now you and I, we go way back indirectly. I'm also a Temple girl. You're a
Yeah.
Temple girl.
Yeah. I graduated 2 years before you. So we probably were around each other. We had to have been at some point. We
Yes,
just didn't know it.
yes,
That school's so
yes.
big. So people always are like, do you know so and so? And if they weren't in your exact communications course at the
Mhm.
exact time, in the exact era, like
Mhm.
there's no shot. It's so large. But you know
Mhm.
what they say, Temple Owls are everywhere, right? So we're all
Okay,
going family.
if for sure. You and I have to touch on this. You told me you were Hooter.
Sure
You
was.
were Hooter. You were the
Yeah.
mascot.
Yeah, it was super fun. So I tried out. I was a mascot throughout high school.
Okay.
I started, I think, my junior season of
Right.
of high school and just kind of
Yeah.
kept it going. And I didn't even know you could get scholarship for that. Like, it's kind of not a talked about thing, because who wants to go to school and be a mascot? Somebody that I happened to be working with at the Reading Phillies, because I wasn't just my high school mascot. I did a couple of odd jobs here and there, and was being Blooper the Hound Dog at the Reading Phillies. Somebody was like, hey, you can do this, right? And get scholarship money. And Temple definitely gives scholarships. So I tried out freshman year, and I was Hooter all 4 years, and it was really awesome.
Girl.
I went to a couple bowl games, NCAA tournaments. If you've ever seen the ESPN commercial where Hooter crashes into the glass and Stuart Scott's like, gotta get, rest in peace, by the way.
That's you.
Gotta get that glass fixed. Yeah, that was me. That was really
freaking
awesome.
way.
Yeah,
no
that was
freaking
awesome.
way.
And,
that was you.
yeah, and it was really cool to meet Stuart Scott. He was a really nice guy, and took time out to talk to little old me for a while. So I really appreciated that. Yeah, it was an awesome experience. But that's still, to this day, that is the first thing that people mention, because it's still on my resume, because it's a cool little fun fact of,
it's so cool.
It's the first thing people ask me about. And we have, like I said, owls are everywhere. We have a bunch of owls in the NFL, and they sometimes don't call me by my first name. They're just like, hey, Hooter.
Hey, Hooter.
Like, I haven't been Hooter in 12 years, 13 years. Like, we gotta start learning first names here, brother. So, but it's still fun. It's so much fun. It's a blast.
I'm like kind of jealous. And when I met you, you were you're tall too. Hooter's tall.
Yeah.
Like, Hooter has a presence. You were, oh my gosh.
It was so much fun.
You're a celebrity.
A lot of people thought I was a man the whole time, because I am so tall. So that was a little bit of an interesting dynamic. I remember we were out in Wyoming for the New Mexico Bowl, and Pistol Pete, the Wyoming mascot, kept punching me in my chest, and he's like, he's talking to me. He's like, let's go, bro. And I couldn't find a great way to tell him to stop doing that. So I just kind of grabbed him, like I was threatening him, you know what I mean? And then I was like, hey, you got to stop that, dog. Like, I'm not a bro. Please stop punching me in my chest.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I was going to ask you, what is like a very memorable experience being Hooter the owl, the Temple mascot? That probably takes the cake.
That was a good one. And they had me doing all sorts of insane things. They wanted to do like a mascot off. I don't know, like it was like a duel. And they had me doing like push-ups and sit-ups and all sorts of things. And finally, like, even the football team is yelling at the guy who's hosting it. They're like, it's a girl. It is a girl. Stop doing that. Like, she's not some frat boy in there. Do a dance contest. Do something that's more fair. We are getting bodied right now. Please stop.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, a lot of fun. We could go on. We could just have our own podcast just on in mascot insanity, for sure.
I wouldn't put that behind. I wouldn't put that past us. But I gotta ask you. You did. You did mention. Can you imagine? You did mention Reading, PA. So I assume that's where you're from. Now, how much did sports shape your childhood, basically?
Well, my grandpa always dreamt of taking his grandson to baseball and hockey and things like that, and he got a granddaughter, and to his credit, early 90s, the man didn't flinch. He's like, well, plan doesn't change, she's still going, I don't care. Equal opportunity, Title IX, embrace her. So I ended up going, and that just kind of was what we did together as a bonding thing. And I just was so passionate about it that it kind of was a no-brainer for me to explore sports journalism, because I was really good at English, and I did my morning announcements and stuff at school, and I just kind of wanted to marry the two and do something like this for the rest of my life, and to be able to live in such a rich area like Philadelphia. I mean, this is, in my opinion, the greatest sports city in the world. I don't care about overseas soccer. I don't care about that. This is the greatest sports city in the world.
FIFA, we don't know what FIFA is.
I don't. We'll find out in about a month, but I'm not counting that. I'm talking like the multi-sport. This is unbelievable how this city just backs their teams, and it's just so passionate and just so supportive, and how they travel well. And I've never worked in a fan base before that, and I'm used to this, right? Because I'm from here, but you walk around with your Eagle stuff on in New Orleans or on a cruise or wherever you
Mhm.
are in England, and it's "Go Birds." You know, you'll always hear somebody yelling "Go Birds" at you at some point. You're at a rest
Mhm.
stop in the middle of North Carolina and "Go Birds," you know?
Go Birds.
So
Yeah.
I love that, and to be able to work here. I mean, how can you not be inspired to
Mhm.
go in sports when you live in a place like this? But to be able to turn around and full circle it and
Mm.
work here has
Mhm.
just really been the most incredible experience, you know?
I agree with that. I spent time in LA, and I got to tell you, I think there's more Eagles fans than Rams fans in the Los
Yeah,
Angeles market.
you bet. They sure are.
Like that says a lot right there. Temple has, shout out to Temple. We both went to Temple. Temple has produced so many incredible broadcasters.
Yeah.
And the media market embraces Temple. What did that, I can go on about many different stories, but what did that environment do, I guess, for your confidence, for your ambition? What did that program do for you?
Yeah, I love always shouting out Temple because I think it built the foundation that the house stands on, right? I
Yeah.
had to go elsewhere to get those materials to build the house, and that's common. But without a strong foundation to hold it all up, it would all collapse in on itself. And Temple really just forged me into the person that I am. And throughout the course of my career, I've tried to give back to Temple, and now I'm on Klein's board, and I do all
Hmm.
of their. I love doing that's my favorite thing to do is the Prospective Students Day, and just kind of give the incoming students who or people who might be on the fence about why they need to go to Temple just my perspective on things. And I looked at a bunch of different schools, and there's no shade to other
Hmm.
organizations and other universities. I'm sure they're also great, and I also think a lot of it is no matter where you go, you have to always be where your feet are and pour everything you have into it so you can reap the rewards, right? So it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't matter where you go,
Yeah.
but I'm
It
sure
it
you can find
matters.
success, right? I'm sure you can find success anywhere. But Temple just
Yeah.
honestly made it really easy not to fail with all the skills that they teach you. As long as you put the work into it, you're going to come out and you're going to be successful. So I owe them so much, and I
Mm.
try my best to give back all the time. But I mean, it's just I've never really seen anything like it. And also just the kids that I work with now, when they email me or just all of their approaches to things, I'm like, wow, these are just unbelievable kids in comparison to some
Yes.
of the other stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's just the
Yes.
work is
Yeah.
mind blowing that it's coming from student
Hmm.
journalists. So I
Yes.
mean I can't speak highly. I cannot speak
Hmm.
higher of everybody up at Temple, and I'm sure you feel the same, right?
I really do. I feel the same way. Everything that you mentioned, at the time, I guess I didn't fully, I'll be honest, I didn't fully like appreciate it enough. I appreciated it more when I moved to another market to
Yeah.
pursue different avenues for the art of storytelling. Like I went out to LA. I took my journalism experience and the art of storytelling, which by the way, AI will never replace the art of storytelling.
Thank you.
Everything is a story. And then mind you, nobody would have ever predicted the content boom that eventually manifested from 10 years ago when we were in school.
Yeah.
We are dominating right now. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we were in a way ahead of our time getting into journalism
Yep.
rather than being pushed to go to, I don't know, like dental school. No offense to anybody who went to Temple's dental program.
I'm
Um,
sure it's a great program.
but yeah.
Wasn't
Oh,
for
but I'm
us,
sure
for
I'm
ministry.
sure it's exactly. I'm sure it's a great program.
Yeah.
But it's something that I'm very grateful for. And, there's a lot of people trying to get into the content business, but I do notice those who have honed the art of storytelling, it's incredible that you can just differentiate that content from posting content to post. You can
Yeah.
totally tell who is connected to story, and that is an art. Speaking of success, the Bills are back. What is that? You got to tell me more about that. You earned an Emmy recognition for The Bills Are Back.
Oh yeah.
What was that about, girl?
So
Like
I
I got you're an Emmy winner too?
no,
What?
no, 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 no. I speaking of the Buffalo Bills, I've been nominated for 4 Emmys and never won. So
Oh,
I'm basically the Buffalo Bills of the Super Bowl, but of the Emmys. But yeah, that was my first Emmy nom up in Rochester. I covered the Bills playoff drought. I feel like
yeah.
Viewers, especially like Twitter, the Twitter verse of viewers love
Yes.
the juju. So when I first got to Rochester, I covered the Buffalo Bills, and they broke the playoff drought that was 17 seasons long. Thanks to like a freak thing. I don't even know if you remember that. There was like 5 different things that needed to happen.
Yeah.
And Andy Dalton ended up throwing like the Hail Mary, and there was grown men crying in the street, like all sorts of insane things going on. And I earned my first off of that. And so that was like the first instance of Breland Juju. And then I left and went to the Chiefs,
Oh
and
my
they had
God.
they had 2 Super Bowls there. While I was there,
Yes.
they won one, lost one, and then I came home, and immediately the Eagles went to the Super Bowl. And then they won one. So it's like there's like Breland Juju going on.
There's something there. Okay, we
That's
don't
why
want to.
I guess
We're
I
not going to
can't
mess with it.
Philly. I don't know.
I'm cracking up. No, you're not allowed to leave. Okay, we can't mess
Yeah.
with that. Oh my God, that's so funny.
But
I
yeah,
gotta ask
that was the
you.
first one.
I gotta ask you what we have. I mean, you and I can bounce back on so many stories about crazy moments on live television. What was
Yeah.
some wild? I mean, it's the first thing that comes to your mind, wild live TV segment. And that's totally subjective. It could be something that went totally wrong, but something that did go right, but wrong, but like it worked out because it worked out for the better because it went wrong to begin with. I don't know. Like,
I
give me
think
a wild moment.
like the immediate thing that comes to mind is the Super
Yes.
Bowl parade. Jason and I we went viral that day.
I'm cracking
Not
up.
like it wasn't good. Because we had to keep apologizing for the profanity. You know, it's an FCC violation if someone
Yes.
swears.
Yes.
And them boys was up there swearing. And I knew that we were in for it. I didn't expect every single person to have to drop some profanity, but man, I knew I was cooked when Landon Dickerson got up there because I had talked to him previously.
Okay. Yeah.
And
What was he like? What
yeah,
was he
I
like?
asked him before any of this, and I'm like, hey, are you gonna get, are you getting up there to talk? And he's like, they don't want me up there. I'll just be swearing all the time. They don't want me up there. And when he showed up and he got to the podium, I'm like, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. This is gonna be it. Like, I'm just in for it. We ended up, you gotta just laugh at that. But people were getting mad at us for apologizing, but we have to per FCC rules, or we'll get in trouble. And because my boss told me that we had to keep apologizing, so we just kept interrupting. We're sorry for that. We're so sorry for that profanity. We're sorry for that. We're sorry for that. And then we get like viewers yelling at us, "Stop apologizing! Just let him go!" And we can't. Or we'll get fined. So yeah, that was a very interesting moment, but it was, looking back now, it's hilarious. And every so often it'll keep circulating online and I'll see it and I'm like, oh, that's me just fighting for my life on the desk.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I have to compliment you, and I think this speaks to your longevity in the game. You have such natural chemistry with people on camera. What
Thanks.
what makes, yeah, of course. What makes a great interview or a conversation to you?
I think
Go ahead, yes.
No, I think it's really simple. Don't overthink it, right? And I think so many people come in with their like notebook and their notes, and they're just like so rigid and they can't deviate. At the end of the day, I don't care if it's your absolute idol. Like I would love to, my favorite football player of all time is actually not an Eagle, it's Jerry Rice. And I would love to sit down and talk to Jerry Rice. And I'm sure internally I would be geeking, right? But I've interviewed some really, really awesome people. But at the end of the day, that's the key word, that they are people. And I think when you approach it with a people first mentality, that's why I love to just approach everything I do with people first. The way that I talk about athletes in general, I think is really important, because a lot of people want to, the rhetoric around sports, and especially, oh, these guys get paid millions of dollars, but they're still people with an really extraordinary job. But at the end of the day, they're just like you and me. They just are really, really talented at a rare thing. And I think the way that we talked about athletes, the way that we talk to athletes, the way that we approach them just has to be very regular, very casual. You earn their respect that way. And then it's just a very natural demeanor in any interview that you approach, whether it is, Howie Roseman or, it's just a fan that you're talking to outside of the link or wherever
Yeah.
you are at the PGA championship, like wherever you are, just approach it the same way, that it's just a person, and you're just having a conversation, you're being friendly to whoever. And I think that goes a really, really, really long way. And I also got really great advice. My news director in Rochester, one time he called me in and he's like, what are we doing here? I was brand new. And he's like, what are we doing here? I feel like you're trying to like cram stats in, and you're trying to do this thing where you're trying to be a sports journalist. You know that you are a sports journalist, right? Like, I hired you, not some shell of whoever you're seeing on ESPN or whatever you're trying to emulate. Just be you. And I think people will really appreciate you just being genuine and
Yeah.
being natural and just being yourself. And if they don't, that's okay, because
Mm.
I appreciate it. So just be yourself, and I think it'll take you a really, really long way. And that's always just stuck with me. And that's how I approach everything that I have in
Mhm.
life. It's just, hey, just be yourself and treat people like people. And you'd be amazed at how many people don't do that. But I think it's just like the
Mhm.
two very simple but very golden
Mm.
rules.
Oh, I love that so much. And when you were just saying that, it made me think of this city and how it's just so foundational with authenticity.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of journalists, micro content creators, even athletes, I'll just put the athletes in that group too. People of interest who have a voice in this town. I think if they really hone in on that authenticity, be yourself, they're going to have longevity in the careers,
Mhm.
and that is supported by the people of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Local news. Statistically, I know you can agree with this. A lot of us in journalism are losing our jobs, and I think,
Yeah.
like, I really enjoy watching Fox 29 more so now than ever, because there's this attitude of authenticity and understanding with the Philadelphia community.
Mhm.
And I just a huge compliment to you, and just maintaining that and continuing to grow, and you see the reaps, like the way you just reap that reward of constantly being on the show. Your ratings are great, and I love your show. I love what you and Jason
Thanks.
do, and I just want to compliment you for that.
Yeah, thanks. And like I said, I think it's just really important to just embrace. The city is weird, right? In the best way possible. We're
So
so weird.
weird.
We have
It's
so many
so
weird things.
weird.
I try to explain things like
We're
Elmo,
so
right?
weird.
Like, how do you explain that to somebody who's never been here and just isn't in the know? Like, how do you explain Philly Elmo? How do you explain anything that goes on here? How do you explain M lot at the link, right? Like, you just can't. There's so many different things you
Mm-mm.
that we have here, but that's what makes our city so great. And just to be able to embrace it and lean into it and just be authentically us, it has been
Yeah.
really awesome. And that's the philosophy here at Fox, which is really cool too.
Oh my gosh, like if I were, can you imagine just being on like a major news network station, like, and then you just throw the word John out there? Like
Right?
you get hired. I
Like,
mean,
what?
like you would get hired. Okay, let's say you get hired for, like, I don't know, like Fox News or CNN, whatever it is. And then you're like, you say, well, yeah, and then this John too, man. I don't know about that. You just throw John. You throw some, like, you'll be able to hear Philly will light the frick up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just crack up. It'll go viral. Like, we just have such a blueprint identity, and it's so niche, it cracks me up. But
I
people
know.
know.
I mean, we have so many little cool things. I definitely have used Old Head in other markets before, and people are like, what are we talking about?
What are you
Um,
talking about?
it's like, yeah, Old Head. And
Old head.
it's like a vet who has like
Mm.
a 13-year career. It's like, yeah, the old head.
The old heads. Oh
Sign
my
him.
God.
Yeah, right. But yeah, there's it's so fun. And I love the fact that the city, like I said, we embrace them and they in turn
Mhm.
embrace us in our coverage. And it's just a really awesome relationship, and it's kind of beautiful when you think about it.
It really is. I was told, when I was in LA, someone's like, "Ugh, you're from Philly. That's kind of like, it's giving Northeast Florida." And I go, Damn right. We are.
Right.
Might as well.
Okay.
We'll take it. Like, we'll take it. Go eat your avocado toast. Damn it. We
Yeah.
don't like you anyways. Nobody asked.
It's fine.
Um, so the PGA, okay, let's get to the PGA because
Yes.
golf is new for you. Golf is very new for you. And I'm going to give you lessons. We did talk about this on
Yeah.
the Fantastic Sports Show. And you did mention how Merrill Reese believes that you should get into the game. He is right about that. So
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, the PGA Championship at Aronimink has brought a huge spotlight to golf in this region. You attended yesterday. Tell me more about that experience for you. Someone who's outside of golf, yet in sports, yet you're
Mhm.
seeing a plethora of Philly sports fans at this tournament. What did that do for you witnessing that?
It was super cool. So I've dabbled in golf, but as you know, our main
Mhm.
focus for the most part is the 4 for 4. Well,
Yes.
in the
Yes.
5 for 5. Let's not forget the Union, even though they are not having the best season this year, they still count. So that's kind of our bread and butter are the 5 pro teams, and then we go to college sometimes. But golf, if it's not here, it just is kind of like a little mention, but we don't really hang out at golf
Mhm.
courses a lot. I have had some golf experience in the past. I covered the senior PGA in Rochester back in 2019. And then
Oh.
yeah, and then in 2023, I just went up to Oak Hill Country Club for the PGA Championship there, just as a fan, just to experience the event because I wanted to just see it. And I think that's number one. That's the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that you don't have to know anything about golf to go and experience the PGA Championship because
Yeah.
it's an experience. It's an immersive event. And I keep trying to tell people I'm like the best events to cover. You wouldn't think about it being like the premier events for me, but I've always had a really great time at golf and I've always had a really great time at NASCAR because it's an immersive experience that is way past what is actually going on sport wise. um there's so much to do, and my favorite part about yesterday was walking around. I always call it like the little village, and
Mhm.
see the fact that they took months to build this grand multiple structures at Aronimink.
Isn't
And
that yeah.
they, yeah. And I mean, one of the bars that was kind of close to the media center, I forget what it was called, but they had wallpaper and sofas. And like,
Wallpaper.
if you didn't know any better, this is not like some rinky dink rigged
No,
up
you
bar here. This is like, if you didn't know any better,
yeah.
you walk in the door and you're in the pub, and that's
Yeah.
that. Like,
Just
you're
order
in
a
a
drink.
real, right. There's a real bar in there, and you're like, how did they just build this on the golf course? This is a pop-up experience. This is not a
Right.
pop-up. This is a real deal.
Oh,
And I
it's
think that that's
yeah.
so stinking cool.
No. It's an erected
Yeah.
what?
It,
On the 18th hole? What?
yeah. I mean,
I
there,
know.
there's so many, like, it looks like a permanent structure, and there's so much of that that you can explore and do and see that really, if you're not interested in the golf, you should still go anyway because it's like such a cool thing to just walk around and see everything that you still, I think, have a really great time without watching
Mhm.
a lick of the action that's actually on the green. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I think it was super cool. This might be the first time they're doing it. Food and drink are free for fans. You just walk into the
Mhm.
market and take it and go. I've never seen that before at anything. That was unbelievable.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. And it was good food too.
Yeah.
The food was the burgers, I had like a brownie. I had like a po' boy sandwich from because I had the pleasure and the privilege of enjoying what we called the 1896 experience. And
Ooh,
it was at the clubhouse
yeah.
and there was like all these like po' boy sandwiches. There was just a bunch of good food. The wine was good. Like everything was so good. And you know what my favorite part was? I have to say, because I'm going to go back tomorrow, my favorite part about yesterday, it was just watching the players. I
Yeah.
enjoyed watching the players and I also enjoyed the commentary from the gallery. oh, Scotty parts. Oh, I would be putting that. Oh, I would chip that. And it's like, all right, y'all, they're playing, you're not. Everybody has something to say. I'm
Love a
cracking
good
up.
armchair quarterback, right?
Oh my god. I'm gonna use
Unbelievable.
that.
Yeah. We love that. It's like, man, if you can do it so well, then you should be out there and not them. But guess what? You're not. So there's that. Yeah, I really loved I didn't even get to talk about the actual round. The first round was so weird because it was so Happy Hunger Games at the top of the leaderboard with a 7-way
Yes.
tie for first was unbelievable. We
Yes.
actually, it was great on the Fantastic Sports Show. We grabbed a statistician that's working the PJ Championship for Alliance
Oh.
Sports Bureau, and he was running. Oh my gosh, he told me it was like historic. That they've not. It's so unusual to have that level of clumping at the top of the leaderboard after the first round of a PGA Championship, and it was really enlightening to talk to him because I'm like, I mean, I got two eyes, I can see that it's weird.
Yeah.
But to have someone put it in perspective of just how strange it was really awesome. And to have it also kind of be a little tight today where there's no clear anybody running away with it is really great. And it sets up for a great weekend. And I think people who are going out Saturday and Sunday are going to have a really awesome time because you have no idea what is going to happen in these final two rounds. And I think that's really exciting for a lot of fans.
I agree, and it does add a level of drama to the mix. We don't know who's going to win, but I gotta ask. We did talk about this on the Fantastic Sports Show. Do you have like a favorite? Do you guys talk about who you feel like would be a great winner? Or who do you think would be a surprise? I just want to hear what you think.
I said I would wait a little bit until today to figure it out. I think I decided yesterday though. I think I want Scotty to win it.
Right?
That's so fun. But I really don't. I want it to be more than I want a particular golfer to win. Like if I had to choose, I'm going to go Scotty Scheffler. But if I really want an exciting finish. I think it's been since 1962 since we've had the PGA Championship here.
Girl, yes.
I want the fans there. We love sports, and I want the fans there to be treated to the most incredible finish possible. I want there to be drama. I want there to not be a clear, like we just talked about. I'm not there to be a clear horse in the front of the pack. I want there to be like a very solid finish on Sunday.
Yes.
I think fans here deserve it. No matter what it is, we love sports, and I just want it to be an exciting showing at Aronimink. By the way,
yes,
can we talk about that? Because you were on the show. We were there yesterday live.
Yes.
And we have gotten
what?
We went through the ringer the past 48 hours on how to pronounce this golf course. Now, I say the way that it is spelled.
Yes.
Aronimink. It's called the Mink.
It's called the Mink.
But we did we get lit up by folks on the main line that it is not. My grandparents were members. And so-and-so got married there, and I lived in Radnor my whole life, and it's the Mink, and it's Aronimink. I'm like, okay, but that's not what the
Mink.
That's not what
Mink. I know.
What is that? Is that just a Philadelphia thing where we just love to drop? Because we do that a lot in this city. We call things that aren't their proper name. We love to drop syllables or add S's or whatever the case. Is it just one of those things?
That's a really good question. I talked to Jason Martinez about this. He even mentioned, I think the day before I went on, he said, is it Mick or is it Mink? I did a video review of the club. I pronounced it as Mick, but I also misspelled it, and the whole main line lit me on fire. Like they were like, witch, she's a witch. Like they were coming after me. I was like, all right, just make my video, get more views.
Yeah.
My bad. But I learned that it is Mink, And I think it's just like when people say it really fast, because we're just stupid
Yeah.
fast talkers. Aronimic,
Yeah.
aronimic, aronimic, aronimic. And you know what? The way, if I could think of another word that just popped up that was inspired just now, the word gymnastics. I always thought it was gymnastics, but it's really gymnastics, right? That's it. Might be a thing. It just might be the way people are pronouncing it because we talk
Yeah.
fast.
We
You
do.
know,
We are fast talkers. I think that might be it.
yes,
It's just,
Valentine's Day. People think it's Valentine.
yeah.
People to this day still think it's Valentine's Day, which
Yeah.
I think makes more sense. Aronimic makes more sense. It just sounds better than Aronimink, but you're like mink.
I know.
I don't know. I
I
really don't know.
I've just been getting like the discourse has been really fascinating to me, and I always preface, I'm like, look,
Yes.
I've been talking to the officials at the PGA Championship, and they told me to pronounce it this way. If That's what I'm going with, because that's
Yeah.
what they told me. However, you are free to pronounce it however you would like.
Yeah.
There is no shade.
No.
It's tomato, truly, but the discourse on that has been like, people are very, very, very passionate
Oh
about
yeah.
how to pronounce this golf course's name, and it's really, really polarizing. It's been fascinating.
Do you want, let's make this more polarizing. Let's come up with like new names that we're going to refer to Aronimink from now on. Like I was thinking just now, I'm like, oh, let's just call it the AGC or the A Mink Club. Um, Tomorrow I'm gonna go to the big AGC. I'm gonna go to the A Mink Club. That's what I'm gonna start
People,
calling it.
oh,
Well,
people will hate that. Yeah,
good. All
get
right,
started.
wait. All right, let's think. I'm gonna think of another one. We got
Amex,
A Mink.
yeah.
We got the AGC club, we got the A club, the big A,
The Minky.
Scottish, the Mink. Oh, that's
See, you
perfect.
can go like you can go like NHL hockey player, where they add a Y to literally everything, even things that don't
The
need.
Minky,
Yeah,
the Minky. Let's go to the
yeah,
Minky. Let's go Minky it up at the Mink.
hate that actually, but we got to workshop this off camera. We can't be doing
We
this.
will. We will. We will. Oh my gosh. Yes, we're just here to rate. We're not rage baiting you guys. It's
Yeah,
around a mank.
we
We
know.
got it, mainline. We know. Real quick, this could get funny and messy. Let's do a quick little rapid fire
Sure,
and let's just let's just do a quick little rapid fire. All right, you ready?
love it. Yeah,
Okay. Favorite Philly athlete to interview?
LaShawn McCoy. That's my
Oh.
guy.
Oh, really? That's a
Love
good
him.
one.
Love him. He cracks me up. He's the best.
One
Followed by
word.
Brandon Graham.
Oh, Brandon BG. Yeah,
Yeah, BG's the best. He
Mm.
also cracks me up.
He's been playing a lot of golf lately. Do you know that?
Oh yeah. Well, he's gotta find a new. He's got to transition in life at some point. So I mean, that's the
Yeah.
proper path, probably.
We got your back, Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
One word to describe Philly sports fans.
Passionate.
Oh, that's so good.
Mm.
Dream interview. Dream interview.
For Philadelphia or just in general?
In general. You could take that anywhere, girl.
Jerry Rice, I think, but Jerry Rice has always been. However, Dawn Staley. I love that woman. I want to be her when I grow up. I
Oh,
think I
that's a
think talking to
good
Dawn Staley
one.
would be amazing. So,
Dream sporting event to cover.
ooh, that's a good one. An NCAA Final Four. Not done that yet.
Oh, that is a good one. That's a
I've not
great
done that yet.
answer.
Or a Stanley Cup Final. That would be awesome too.
Oh, okay. That's another good one. Final question. What is next for Breland?
Well, like I said in the beginning, I'm super happy where my feet are, and we've got a really packed summer. I don't know if you know this, Francesca, but there's a
Oh,
lot
tell
going
me.
on in the city of Philadelphia in the coming months. So we started off with the PGA Championship, right?
Yeah.
We have FIFA World Cup coming. We have Major League Baseball All-Star Game. And then that bleeds right into training camp and a really insane Eagle schedule, including a trip to London. I don't know if I'm going to that, but they're sure going to that. So we've got so much going on. America 250 as well. So there's like a ton going on. So Breland is very happy where Breland is at the moment, and Breland will be very busy.
Wow.
In the coming months, it's gonna be
Yes.
a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot, but it'll be a lot of fun.
It will be a lot, but it's going to be, yeah, it is gonna be a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
you know, you're just putting London out there because you just never know.
I
Maybe
mean, we can
you'll get to go to
manifest.
that.
We can
Yes.
manifest. So, if anyone, my news director, hi Jim, if you're watching this, just letting you know.
Yeah, Jim. Hello.
I would love to go. Thanks.
I just want to say, let's go Scotty Scheffler and
Yeah.
Breland. I just want to thank you so much for coming on. Your energy is really great, and I really love how you're a very good listener. I noticed that and I watched your stuff on your social media and on my social media. Sometimes your interviews pop up my For You page, so I was really excited to meet you. And you're a very good listener, and you always bring out the best in guests. And I think that if there's anybody who is like a young woman coming up in broadcasting, I really believe they just got to study your material. You really do know what you're doing. You're a pistol. I wish you nothing but the best, and I can only hope to continue to collaborate with you. Seriously, I
That's so
really mean
very
that.
kind. That's so very kind. Thank you. Well, I mean, we certainly have to get me on some sort of golf course because
We will.
now the peer pressure is real. I gotta do it. I can't have Merrill Reese
Oh,
disappointed in me after all. So
I know. We can't disappoint. I mean, he's in his 90s. Come on, we gotta
yeah, we gotta give the people what they want. If Merrill
we
wants me to
gotta
play
give
golf,
them what they
so
want.
I can't walk into training camp again and tell
No.
him, unfortunately, I didn't learn any new skills this off season. He's gonna be very disappointed. So
He's
let's
gonna
work
be
on that,
so
shall we?
upset. We're gonna
Yeah,
work
so
on this.
we'll work on it.
Breland, thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining
It's been
us.
so much fun. I had a blast.
Of course, we'd love to have you on again. And you guys know the drill. Keep them in the fairway. Go enjoy Arana Mink. And I will see you guys next week. Take care.